Okay, hello and welcome to our topic today, and that is percent. So today we're talking about percent. And what's the goal? I can determine and apply percent to real-world situations. So I want you to be able to apply percent. Talked about it in the grade 9 course. Just a quick review because we need this skill in the current unit that we're in. So from grade 9, we talked about percent. Percent is a measurement or part of 100. All right, so percent is some measurement out of 100. So I want to write the following as a percent. So if we have, for example, a decimal, so first one, 0.25. To write it as a percent, remember that you need to multiply by 100. So 0.25 times 100 is 25%. B part, if it's 0.005, and we want to write it as a percent, you multiply by 100, which means you're basically moving the decimal over 2 places, and you end up with 0.5%. So there's how to write a decimal as a percent. What happens if it's a fraction? So write the following as a percentage. So for A, what happens if I have 2/11ths? Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to actually do the division. You need to get rid of the fraction. So we're going to write it as 2 divided by 11. We get 0.182. To get it to a percentage, it's going to be 18.2%. And we get that by multiplying by 100. Okay. All right, another example then. If I have 9/7, first thing we need to do is do the division. So 9 divided by 7, 9 divided by 7, 1.29. And then we multiply it by 100, and we get 129%. And there we are. So there is converting decimals and fractions to percent. So that's a review from last year. What I want you to be able to do today is I want you to be able to take the percentage of a number. All right? I want you to be able to take the percentage of a number because it's very important when we go to the next lesson when we talk about circle graphs. So the steps, I'll write them in the middle here of your note. So the steps, the first one, convert percent to a decimal. So that's your first step when you're doing this question. So I'll do number 1 at the same time. So that means that 12% is equal to 0.12. Your second step is to multiply the decimal to the total. And the total is how much you have. So this question says, I want you to find 12% of a total of 75. So we have 75 objects. I want to know 12% of them. So we then take the 0.12 and we multiply by 75. And you punch that through the calculator, 0.12 times 75. And the answer is 9. So therefore, 12% of 75 is 9. All right, so that is what we're practicing here. We need this because we need to find the percentage. We're going to be looking at breaking a circle 360 degrees into smaller sections, so it's important we can take a percentage. All right, so last couple of examples here then. 45% of 125. So we convert to a decimal. That's our first step. We then take the decimal and multiply it to the total. So 0.45 multiplied by 125, and I get 56.3. And therefore, 45% of 125 is 56.3. I'll correct that spelling mistake. It's not if. It should be of. The next two examples, they're a little bit different. First one's got a decimal in it. So 18 and a quarter. So the first thing I need to do is write it as a decimal. Well, I'm going to get rid of the fraction first of all. So a quarter is the same as 0.25. Converting that to a decimal, 0.1825. So I had to deal with that quarter. The quarter was kind of the twist to example 3 here. So now we take our decimal value, the 1.1825, multiply it by the total, and that will get us the resulting amount, multiplied by the 240. So we get 43.8. So therefore, 18.25% of 240 is 43.8. Okay, so the catch with that example 3 was the quarter or the fraction. This catch here is that we're dealing with 115%, so we're dealing with something larger than 100%. So just remember, we're dividing by 100 to convert it to a decimal. So it'd be 1.15. Okay, so we're dividing by 100, 1.15. So when you multiply that, we're actually going to end up with a bigger number when you do the calculation. So 1.15 times 60, and I know this because I'm dealing with more than 100%, so I end up with actually 69. So therefore, 115% of 60 is 69. All right, so all we're doing today, we're going to practice some of these base skills because I want you to be able to do this comfortably for the next lesson in the statistics. A couple of word problems. Okay, Carissa takes on average 18 shots during a basketball game. If she makes 88% of her shots, how many shots will score during a game? So we are looking for what is 88% of 18. That's basically what this question is asking. So the process, convert 88% to a decimal. So it's 0.88. I'm going to move up here, multiply the decimal by the total. So 0.88 times 18. So 15.8. Now I'm going to talk about this in the therefore statement. So therefore, Carissa makes, you can't tell me 15.8 because she can't make 0.8 of a basket during a game. So you need to do some rounding here. So we're going to say she makes 16 baskets each game. It's okay to leave the decimal when you did the calculation. So the decimal's all right here. You don't have to round here, but when you report the answer in the therefore statement, it's got to make sense. If we were talking about a distance, it's all right to have a decimal, but it's not all right to have 0.8 of a basket. So Shawnee makes $450 a week at, whoops, that should, oh sorry, Sean. Sean makes $450 each week at the job. After taxes and money set aside for investing, he will only have 65% left. To determine how much money he has left over each week. So we know his total is $450, and we want to find out what is 65% of $450 is what we're really looking for. So we want to know how much spending money he has left over to buy his favorite math teacher a great gift for the end of the semester. So 65%, again, the same process. Write your percentage as a decimal, so 0.65. And take that decimal value, multiply it, okay, 0.65 times 450, 0.65 times 450, and we get 292.5. So we got to be careful here. We got to remember, what are we reporting here? We're talking about money. How many decimal places does money have? Money has 2 decimal places. Money has 2 decimals. All right, so when we record our answer here, even if there isn't 2 decimals, you still have to record 2 decimals. So therefore, at the end of the week, Sean has $292.50 left to save up to buy his math teacher a fantastic gift. All right, so there we go. We're heading into some practice with that then. I'll talk to you one-on-one about what are some of the expectations, and we'll review some of the concepts there, and then you're all set to go. And we'll head back into statistics in the next lesson.